Alright guys, welcome back. What I want to go over today is going to be my medical tower that I have right here. This is going to be the Craftsman VersaStack toolboxes. And what I've done is I've gotten a bunch of them and I've put all of my medical supplies in there. They used to live in like a big Craftsman tub, and I just didn't like the disorganization, so I wanted to organize everything, and I came up with this system. And the idea of this system right here is so that way it's mobile. I can put this in the back of my vehicle, I can go somewhere, and I can set up a little miniature mobile aid station with some more advanced capabilities than you would have in just like your first aid kit that you would keep in your backpack or in your ruck. This is all going to be, for the most part, BLS care, BLS basic life support. There's not going to be any sort of drugs or antibiotics or anything like that. It's just going to be all over the counter stuff that if you guys wanted, you could put together yourself. But the idea is that way, if I'm at a training event or something and I want to be in that aid giver capacity, if something happens to somebody there that would normally take them out of the field, I can hopefully treat them in the field and then keep them doing whatever they're doing. This is not my idea. This whole toolbox thing is not my idea. I stole this idea from Gorilla Tactical. He did a video on this a couple of years back on his medical tower. Obviously, he's got way more capabilities than I do, but I loved it, and I'm like, that's what I want to do. So that's what I did. So starting right up top here, on this top tray is going to be kind of your most frequently used stuff, I think, and this is just going to be your generic boo-boo stuff. Everything from Band-Aids, different types of Band-Aids. If you got a little cut in your finger, you got these little finger rubber glove just for your finger. I don't know. He called them finger condoms, and I'm like, yeah, I need those. So I got some of those. Medical gloves, some hand wipes, and then down underneath is going to be some alcohol prep pads. Purell, headlamp. These are going to be non-sterile gauze rolls and ace wraps. This is going to be all the tape, all different kinds of tape. Big athletic tape, small little medical tape, some cling wrap right here. Over here is going to be sterile gauze rolls. This is going to be some Krillex or sterile, oh my God. Some bigger gauze, sorry, brain fart. This is just going to be your regular 4x4s. These are going to be your larger surgical pads, so if you got a little bit more bleeding, they're just a little bit beefier gauze. Non-sticks, some moleskin, and then a triangular bandage. And then I got pens over here. That's the top drawer. Okay. Next, moving down, is going to be vitals and diagnostics. N95 mask, stethoscope, trauma shears, pulse oximeter, the EMRA urgent care guide, pen light, Sharpies, a Dr. Mom's otoscope, my DIY Sharps container because I'm too cheap to buy one. VS17 panel on the Blaze pink side, I think it is a white cross, so that way I can hang it up and say, this is the aid station. Glucometer, extra test strips, pregnancy test, COVID-19 test, UTI test strips, and that's a old drug test. It's probably expired by now, but old drug test, in case somebody wants to know. This is a GCS scale, just for reference. And then this diagram, or these pictures right here, came with the Dr. Mom's otoscope. And it just shows, what a normal eardrum would look like, what an ear infection, perforated drum, all that kind of stuff. Otoscope's good, especially if you have somebody with suspected head injury. You can look in the ears and see if there's any CNS fluid coming out or any blood in the ears. As well as just like, hey, my ear hurts, do I have an ear infection? So that's that. Next is getting down to my over-the-counter drawer. Again, there's nothing exciting in here. You can get all this stuff yourself. Ibuprofen, aspirin, Tylenol, bacitracin, Neosporin. This is going to be GIGU stuff, so some liquid IV, some loperamide, Tums, Dramamine, This is going to be all the current, all those medications except in little, prepackaged things that I can give out to somebody if they need it. My tick remover, Benadryl, cold and flu, cough drops, nasal spray, vitamin C tea, Theraflu tea. And then I put my burn stuff in here just because I didn't have any other space to put it, and it fit perfectly there, so that's where I keep my burn stuff. And then down here is just going to be dosing for the over-the-counter medications. All right, next is going to be wound closures. So this is going to be your larger lacerations. Again, I'm not doing any stitches, but in here I have a laceration tray, sterile laceration tray. It comes with some instruments to help take care of the laceration. I got surgical pads down here, non-sterile instruments. These are just forceps, just for grabbing stuff. But if I needed to use them, then I have a way of sterilizing them with my H2Go. Other applications: some iodine, alcohol prep pads. This is going to be stapler, steri strips. Another tension relief, less scar wound closure device. This is like the little zip tie things that can close wounds. Some more non-stick pads and some gauze. More non-stick and gauze. Super glue and gloves. Okay. Next is going to be nursing. This is just stuff to help somebody feel like themselves again. So, patient masks, if they got a cough, they're going to wear a mask. I keep my emergency blankets in here for hypothermia prevention, some sunscreen, baby wipes, just to, clean people up. It's amazing how better you feel when you're just clean. So if you can wipe your face, wipe your neck, wipe your junk, wipe your feet, you just feel like a new person again. Candy for kids, gum. Never underestimate the power of balloons. Balloons are great. They make people happy. A little bit of toothpaste, some nail clippers. They need some alcohol. I'll give them a little swig of this. Obviously, only in the right circumstances. Some coffee, some bouillon cubes, some chicken and beef bouillon cubes. You can heat that up, give somebody a hot drink. Just, again, make somebody to feel a little bit better. All right. All right. Let me see if I can do this one-handed. Stand by. Bear with me, bear with me. All right. Next, down in this bottom drawer, it's not a drawer, it's a box. This is where I'm going to keep my charting documents, topicals, and it's just some more cleaning stuff. So, in here is where I'm going to keep my patient care report. I drew up my own. I think that this is going to be pretty much good information that you would need for somebody who is not like super urgent, right? So if somebody's coming in for like a sick call, quote unquote. Narrative back here, and then patient disposition at the end of it. And then also what I like is I got printed off. You can get this online again. This is from the Prolonged Field Care. It's their Prolonged Field Care flow sheet. And essentially what it is it tracks all of your vital signs so you can see trends of how a patient is trending over time. Obviously, I'm not going to be, I don't have the ability to monitor end titles. So, I'm not going to be giving any drugs because I don't have any of that. But it's a good way just to monitor a patient's vital signs over time to see if, they're trending up or down. So that's that. Obviously, in the civilian world, evacuation is going to be your number one thing that you want to do. All right, in here, this is going to be my wound wash back in here. Sorry, I'm holding up the lid. Wound wash back in here. It's just simple saline. Purell, lidocaine topical pain relief. Baby wipes, eye wash, calamine lotion. It's calamine spray, some Pepto, chafing cream, and then this is just a big lamp that I can set overhead for overhead lighting. So that's that one. And again, these things clip open. You just open these up, and then it just lifts right off. All right, and this big bottom one right here is going to be most of my miscellaneous and my restock stuff. All right, top tray, flashlight, iPro, chem lights, batteries, another headlamp, and then these are the little USB chargers for the lighting that I have. Excuse me. Books and documents, and this is a TCCC guideline, wilderness medicine. There's some notebooks for taking notes and whatnot. Large emergency trauma dressings, in case somebody comes in with an ETD that needs to be changed out. I got some more of those. This is my blood pressure machine. My manual cup is in my primary med bag, but if I'm at like a static location, it's just convenient to have a machine to do it. All right, miscellaneous stuff in here is gonna be like hand warmers, extra Neosporin, some extra tape in there. More burn dressings, hot and cold packs, duct tape, trash bags, gauze. In here is going to be my charger for my radio, 550 cord, a clamp, so that way I can, if I'm in a building or somewhere, I can clamp that and hang stuff up. Webbing, it's always good. More wound wash down there. Down here, this blue thing is going to be a sterile burn sheet. More gloves, more medications. This is from Rescue Essentials. Got a lot of stuff from there. Good company to buy stuff from. More emergency blankets, duct tape. I have a CPR mask in here. My BVM, again, is going to be in my main med bag. So I would have that med bag with me at whatever static location that all this would be set up in. So any like emergent life-saving stuff, like I keep my nasal and my oral airways in there, my BVMs in there, all the tourniquets and stuff are all in there. So emergent stuff is the med bag, and then this is kind of like your non-emergent stuff. Bunch more gauze, bunch more burn dressings, trash bags. This is the skin staple remover. More laceration trays, more gauze, my SAM splints down here, more wound closure stuff, gauze, and then an extension cord down there. So if I'm in a building that has power, I can set it up. So this is like my mobile aid station. If my neighbors need help and the hospital is overstaffed or whatever, then I can provide some level of medical care to them. Or if I'm out at a training event or something, then I can provide that support. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed my setup. I'll see y'all later.